केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Former Tamil Nadu Deputy Chief Minister Udayanidhi Stalin was today arrested over an allegedly double-meaning remark alluding to actor Trisha. Stalin Jr. has been booked for using obscene words and insulting the modesty of a woman. Here is what happened. At an address over the Kaveri water dispute yesterday, Udayanidhi Stalin was interrupted by sections of the crowd chanting Trisha, Trisha. Instead of silencing the sloganeering, Udayanidhi Stalin responded with a remark that has been called vulgar, misogynistic and sexually loaded and has ended up in an FIR against him.
எங்க தண்ணி வருதோ இல்ல அங்க தண்ணி வரணும். காவிரி சொன்னேன். எங்க தண்ணி வருதோ இல்ல அங்க தண்ணி வரணும். காவிரி சொன்னேன்.
Did you notice the smile? Did you notice the calculated pause? Could the innuendo have been accidental? Or was it the punchline all along? Why did the former Tamil Nadu Deputy Chief Minister and current leader of the opposition in the Tamil Nadu Assembly, instead of shutting down the chants, choose to play along, and smilingly so? Why did he publicly target a woman who has absolutely no role to play either in the water wars or in politics itself? TVK government called the language disgusting and pornographic. And within 24 hours, Udayanidhi Stalin was arrested from his own home.
பெண்களுக்கு எதிராக இல்லை பெண்களுக்கு எதிராக எந்தவித குற்றச்சம்பவங்களும் எந்தவித அவதூறு வார்த்தைகளும் எந்தவித தவறான பேச்சுக்களும் என்ன பேசினாலும் இந்த அரசு இந்த காவல்துறை கண்டிப்பாக அவருடைய சட்டப்பூர்வமாக என்ன நடவடிக்கை எடுப்பாங்க அதை எடுப்பாங்க. திமுகவினருக்கு இவ்வளவு பேர் இருக்காங்க, அவங்களுடைய வீட்லயே அவர் பேசினதை போட்டு காட்டும். உதயநிதி பேசினதுல ஏதாவது ஒரு வார்த்தை ஏற்புடையதா இருக்கான்னு சொல்லிட்டு இவ்வளவு கீழ்த்தரமா கேவலமா பேச வேண்டிய அவசியம் என்ன இருக்கு உதயநிதிக்கு?
Udayanidhi Stalin made a deeply offensive, crass remark. He insulted the dignity of a woman, and when reporters asked him, he smiled and laughed off the questions. Absolutely no expression of regret, almost as if he was reveling in it.
Yeah, I'm ready to face the consequences. I'm not afraid of all these arrests and all.
Do you think it is political vendetta against you?
No, I don't think they have so much brain. These people are just a bunch of idiots.
If the arrest was meant to evoke regret, it did not. Udayanidhi Stalin emerged defiant, no apology, no clarification, no expression of remorse, and the DMK didn't just stand by him, it chose to close ranks around him. His father, MK Stalin, insisted no vulgar words were used and no individual was named. Party leaders called the case fabricated, the arrest politically motivated, and alleged it was time to keep the leader of opposition out of tomorrow's Assembly's budget session. Others even described it as an assault on democracy, a misuse of state power and a bid to divert attention from the Kaveri water crisis.
Totally wrong. It is totally wrong. He has not mentioned any word about the particular woman. It is all false. The false stories are just media is carrying out.
Freedom of expression as ensured in the article Constitution, sir, is not implemented in Tamil Nadu, sir.
His attack was on the Chief Minister for his failures. He listed out his failures. That's all.
No, the thing is, see, it is more than the emergency. It's more than the emergency.
A public figure was found using objectionable language full of innuendo and was arrested for verbal harassment in a state where Congress is a part of the alliance in power. The party says what happened was wrong.
Politics is serious. Yes, there is place for humor, but the humor can't be colored and can't be distasteful. People holding responsible positions must avoid trivial and frivolous comments, and this distracts the attention from the serious issue which is being discussed.
Unfortunately, Mr. Udayanidhi Stalin did not follow the procedures. It is not a light thing. It is not a thing to be brushed aside or ignored, and the law has to take its severe course.
Did you notice? There was no condemnation of the arrest, no nationwide marches over free speech, no campaign accusing the state of crushing dissent, no chorus demanding that the FIRs be quashed or withdrawn in the name of free speech and expression. Instead, there were demands for severe action. Where was this outrage when Sanatan Dharma was attacked? When Prime Minister Modi was abused at Jantar Mantar? When the Prime Minister's late mother was targeted by the same Congress party?
आपने ये नफरत के बीज बोए हैं, ये पाप आपका है.
There is place for humor, but the humor can't be colored and can't be distasteful.
They attack the government. They don't abuse Modi. He is the Prime Minister, he is responsible for the government and he is running the government.
I think the modesty of the women should be upheld and the law has to take its severe course.
पुलिस के थ्रू टारगेटिंग करोगे, हैरासमेंट करोगे, वो बिल्कुल सही बात नहीं है. इस देश में गाली देना कब से क्रिमिनल ऑफेंस बन चुका है.
I think it's absolutely obscene, vulgar, cheap that you are bringing a woman's name, somebody's private life, when the issue is so serious as water.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the legitimate question on the news are tonight. Is the tolerance memo only for Sanatanis and Modi? That's the question, and that's the debate on the other side.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
Joining the debate tonight, Nalin Kohli, national spokesperson of the BJP, Lalita Kumaramangalam, former NCW chief. Also joining the debate, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, author, scientist, Tamilian himself, Ashwini Kumar Mishra, leader of the Congress party, A. Sasidekha, spokesperson of the TVK. But my first question goes to TKS Ilangovan, senior leader and former member of parliament of the DMK. And Mr. Ilangovan, I want to ask you, in which language will you not call Mr. Udayanidhi Stalin's statements not vulgar? The defense has been that he hasn't taken anybody's name. But did he leave anything to the imagination when the crowd was chanting Trisha, Trisha? And what does she have to do with politics in Tamil Nadu at all? She is a private lady doing her own profession, doing her own business. You have a political beef with the ruling party in Tamil Nadu. Please fight your battles amongst yourselves. Why degrade a woman? Why humiliate a woman? Why bring up such comments that are unacceptable and put the entire 50% of the population of this country up in arms because it is unacceptable?
See, the crowd, a few people from the crowd shouted the name. No, not the crowd was fully charged because they were affected, all farmers. They were affected because of no water. They were suffering that this government had not released water on June 12th. Normally it's done. So every time, this government does not care for the people.
So
they want to attack
take on the government. Take on the government. If the why is the crowd shouting Trisha unless, sorry to say, but it is the old playbook of political parties. Your own people are sitting. They are your own cadre sitting in the crowds and egging on people. And Udayanidhi Stalin did not even shut them up. Instead, played along and smiled and almost made innuendo that would make Dada Konke blush.
I don't know, but it was a very huge crowd, many people, all not only political party, farmers, many thousands of farmers have attended, all party, our alliance party members were attended. I don't know whether there is infiltration by the TVK to shout the name because the issue was different. Nobody would have shouted this. But
You're saying the TVK infiltrated and said the word Trisha, and therefore Udayanidhi Stalin could not prevent himself from making this innuendo. Fantastic. If there is logic turned on its head, it's here being demonstrated on national television. Ms. Sasi Rekha, atrocious as it sounds, your response.
Vanakkam to all. First of all, I strongly condemn this most offensive, obscene, repellent and vulgar output of Mr. Udayanidhi. This is very disgusting statement what they had made yesterday. As per Mr. Ilangovan says, we are given invitation to in the front line, not only DMK cadres, many of aligned parties and farmers. The farmers can make Trisha sound in that protest breathing issue, in water issue, Kaveri issues. Is that possible? Now they were articulated such kind of stories at present to hide the Udayanidhi's low class, Udayanidhi's obscene and vulgarity and abusive languages, to hide these kind of things. Mr. Ilangovan has articulated this kind of stories at present in this debate also. I never expect this kind of things from Mr. Ilangovan. He is the senior party leader of the DMK. But this is this is offensive and vulgar and disgusting and local filthy third-rated languages. This is never first. I never ever seen this kind of LOP, leader of opposition, here before. This is not a mistake of Udayanidhi Stalin. This is his gene mistake. Why? Because his paternal grandfather Karunanidhi also criticized back and presents bad comment whether Jawaharlal Nehru and former Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru and Sri Lankan Prime Minister Sirimava Bandaranaike. And then after that story, Mr. Stalin also criticized Mr. Honorable Modi ji and Puratchi Talavi Amma's meeting. They have presented some vulgar, local and filthy third-rated comments here before. Likewise, Udayanidhi Stalin also now presenting his back comment, not now only. Here before, a few years back, a couple of years back, I think, if I am right, he criticized Mrs. Shashikala also in the same way, and Sanatan Dharma also in the same way. He criticized in his own language.
And Mr. Ilangovan, this is not the first time for Mr. Udayanidhi Stalin. He is a repeat offender. Every time he finds somebody to abuse. In this case, a woman. Earlier, of course, Sanatan Dharma. Before that, Sanskrit as a language. Now,
I'll tell you one thing.
What's your defense?
That is our policy. That is different.
No. That is your policy. To abuse women is your policy. To abuse women is your policy.
No. I am talking about Sanatana Dharma. You please listen to me fully.
Why is it your policy to abuse Sanatana Dharma? No. How is it kosher to abuse Sanatana Dharma as a policy? Why is it your policy? Who gives you the right? It is somebody else's faith. Who gives you the right to abuse Sanatana Dharma, and that is becoming your policy?
We were ill-treated. Even
so you
now,
will abuse.
We cannot go and perform puja in any temple. Only Brahmins can do.
So you will abuse. So you will abuse the dharma.
Why? God is the same for everybody. We are not abused. Dharma is inequality. That is why we oppose.
Well, you can oppose, but you have no right to abuse. And Anand Ranganathan is now losing his patience. Anand.
Before I come to the thrust of the topic, Navika, I just want to ask the learned DMK spokesperson. There is casteism and discrimination and misogyny in Islam. Does DMK want to eradicate Islam like it wants to eradicate Sanatan Dharma? Yes or no? If you have the guts, you will answer.
Mr. Ilangovan, respond.
See, we are not against the religion. We are not against the religion. We are against a particular practice. If
But
that is
Sanatan
happening in
Dharma
any
is a
that
religion.
practice we will oppose.
The
Because we think that
Sanatan Dharma
has
is
been-
a religion. It is not.
As
It is
well,
not
it is
one
not a-
one practice in the religion. It is a religion. Anand Ranganathan, they don't know this much also, and they want to pretend to be such knowledgeable people.
No, it is not a religion.
No, but the only thing lower than their credibility is their intelligence. But let me come to the nub of the issue. Sir, I didn't interrupt you. Please have the decency to listen to me. Now, there are disturbing similarities out here, Navika, which I must point out. I think Udayanidhi Stalin is Rahul Gandhi who speaks Tamil. He is a dynast. He is abusive. He is arrogant. And he believes he can get away with it. And making sense of him is as easy as consuming rasam with chopsticks. Obviously, he knew what he was saying. He waited for the applause. He waited for the end, as they say. But the point is not the crassness of his remark or the misogyny in it. The fact of the matter is that exactly the same thing happened 6 years ago, Navika. Let me give you the precedence that no one else has. In 2019, another DMK leader used a little bit lesser misogynistic comment against a South Indian actress. This is the proof.
Sorry.
Same against Nayantara. You know what happened? He was suspended. He was asked to apologize. By whom? By the erstwhile Chief Minister Stalin, who is the father of Udayanidhi Stalin. Now the question is very simple. If a similar remark was made by another DMK leader and he was suspended, will former Chief Minister Stalin suspend his son? It's a simple question.
Ilangovanji, please respond.
See, this was, he had presented what his entire speech I listened to. It was not anyway insulting to anybody. It was just a passing remark, that's all. Because people started shouting the name, mentioning the name. He said, no, we are fighting for water, not for personal things. That's all. It's just a remark. He did not intend
Normalizing everything. Everything is kosher. Abuse anybody and get away with it because this is politics, and in politics everything is chalta hai. Ashwini Kumar Mishra, आप तो free speech champion है ना? Modi abuse अगर कोई करे तो you encourage people. They should abuse Modi because that is free speech, and it is great that people are finding faults in the government and in Mr. Modi. In fact, in the Bihar elections, you even abused his mother. I want to ask you tonight, what will you say about this arrest? Should this arrest have taken place? Is this okay just because you are partners in the government? Now please tell me, what's your position on free speech?
Navika ji, good evening to you fellow panelists and your viewers. I'm not sure where are you taking your feeds from. We don't encourage a language which is abusive in nature for anyone. And we expect the same yardstick to be followed by every government and every person. However, Congress position has been absolutely clear. Our own MP Jyoti Mani has condemned Udayanidhi's remark and said that a woman should never be objectified and we should never be dragged into political dispute. Earlier, Congress MP Manikant Tagore also condemned personal remark involving Trisha made by Tamil Nadu.
Mother, not a woman. The Prime Minister's mother, who was abused in the Bihar elections, was not a woman.
She is.
So, how did
yes,
Congress give a stage to something like that?
Which Modi ji objectified as 50 crores girlfriend.
Okay. So justification. So the justification coming in. So don't say there are any absolutes over here. Nalin Kohli.
Navika ji. Not a justification, Navika ji. Not a justification, Navika ji. Not a justification, Navika ji. The person who used such a language in Bihar, we condemn that as well. But that is coming from a leadership like Prime Minister. That is coming from a person like Ramesh Biduri, the MP. That is coming from a people like Raja. Or there are number of people in BJP who use such a bad languages for women. I think we should condemn all that together using the same yardstick.
Nalin Kohli, please respond.
Let's first start with Mr. Udayanidhi Stalin. Mr. Udayanidhi Stalin is the heir apparent of the DMK. It's a very, very well-known, respected family and a political force, even though they've lost the election. But they are always been considered one of the two forces in Tamil Nadu till the TVK government came in, which showed that neither the AIADMK or the DMK could sway the votes this time. He's no stranger to controversy. Perhaps he does it deliberately. Now this only he can answer why he does so. But whenever he does stir a controversy, it's offensive and it hurts a large number of people. His remarks on Sanatan Dharma were terrible, to put it mildly. While his own parents visit temples, he calls for the eradication of Sanatan Dharma and treats it like a disease. So one wonders whether all is well in the DMK household, because I believe, at least that's what it was reported at that time, that his dear mother used to also go to temples, and hence one wonders whether the relationship between the family is also suffering when the son calls for the eradication of the very temples that the mother visits. Now he comes up on a comment which is, as translated, I don't understand Tamil, but it seems to be extremely crude and vulgar. The standard that you expect from someone holding an office like this, and he's the leader of opposition, and one who people listen to, he's a leader after all, is that please don't say anything that you would not be happy to listen for your own wife, your mother, your sister or your daughter. It's not very complicated. That's the basic standard. Now if Mr. Udayanidhi Stalin or Mr. Ilan Govan, who is the representative of the party here, believes that what Mr. Udayanidhi Stalin said is not offensive to their own mother, sister, daughter, wife or anyone else who's a relative, aunt, whatever, then there is no controversy. So the rule is very simple. You can't say something offensive to another person when you will find it offensive for your own family. That's the basic rule that you expect from someone holding high office.
But his father has defended his statement today. His sister has defended his statement today. In our times, you know, if somebody made a mistake, the family and the party would intervene to somehow tell them to give an apology. But Nalin Kohli, even as late as 3 minutes ago, Mr. Udayanidhi Stalin has done a press conference, still not one word of an apology or a regret. What do you make of that?
Arrogance. I'll do what I like. I'm a force unto myself. I care two hoots for what it means to a lady. I care two hoots what other women think. And I care two hoots what my mother, sister, daughter or anyone else thinks. That is power. Or at least, even if you are not in power, it is the belief that I'm invincible. But it's sad, isn't it?
I mean, it is pathetic performance by some, vis-a-vis comments of this kind, number one. Number two, when you fail to respond to abuses to other people, like the Prime Minister, when you fail to respond to abuses by the same Udayanidhi Stalin on Sanatan Dharma, today you are suddenly supporting his arrest. Where are you? How confused are you? And what do you stand for?
Please allow me to rebut.
Navika ji, don't mix so many issues and dilute the core problem.
I'm not mixing issues, sir. You have mixed your politics. It's a cocktail now.
Woman is condemnable. No, you are trying to defend Narendra Modi ji and his remarks. You, Mr. Kohli, or you can tell me a remark like 50 crore ki girlfriend or a Jersey cow is not an objectification and justifiable. You show me a statement where PM Modi has apologized for such a statement. There are ample number of statements from BJP leaders. We have never defended any statement which is against any woman. The person who probably uttered such a language against Prime Minister Modi's mother might be a BJP person itself. That's someone from a crowd.
Just like the person sitting and chanting Trisha was a TVK person. Now the abuses for Prime Minister Modi's mother were also by a BJP person. Fantastic. Simple chemistry, simple equation, Anand Ranganathan. The science is so simple to understand, especially political science.
Navika, I thought my good friend Ashwini was a cottage industry liar, but he's turned out to be like Rahul Gandhi, industrial scale liar. Did Congress suspend Digvijay Singh, who addressed his own compatriot Miss Natarajan as 100% Tanch Mal? Did Congress suspend Abhijit Mukherjee, who called protested women as dented, painted? Did Congress suspend Sri Prakash Jaiswal, who said, as time passes, women get old and become not as fun as they used to be? Did Congress suspend Jaideep Kawade, who said Smriti Irani wears a big bindi on her forehead and when a woman changes her husband frequently, the size of the bindi keeps growing? Did they suspend Shashank Bhargava, who said Smriti Irani roams around with a lot of bangles in her hand? Did Congress suspend Rahul Gandhi, who said Modi was a coward in sending a woman to answer my questions? If it comes to the Congress, the cup of misogyny runneth over. इतना कैसे झूठ बोलोगे? कुछ तो शर्म कर लो, अश्विनी.
Respond, Ashwini.
Navika ji, expecting a logic and unbiased opinion from Anand is as good as expecting
answer
a
the
jalebi
question.
to be samosa shaped. Anand ji will never speak about the kind of languages used by BJP leadership.
Don't indulge in what about me. I have condemned everyone who speaks misogyny and terrible language. Answer the question. Did you suspend any of those leaders that I mentioned the names of?
Anand ji, you tell me 50 crore की girlfriend एक अच्छी लैंग्वेज है या खराब लैंग्वेज है? आप बताइए. It's coming from a prime minister. How many times
what is he talking about?
Resignation of Modi ji.
क्या बोल रहे हो? What are you talking about? Did you ask for the resignation of Digvijay Singh?
जर्सी काऊ 50 करोड़ की गर्लफ्रेंड टेररिस्ट की बहन.
Navika,
क्या लैंग्वेज यूज करते हैं भारतीय जनता पार्टी? बट
Navika, has he answered the question? जो झूठ बोल रहे थे. Then Congress has always taken action against senior leaders.
Even if you leak the examination paper for him, he will not be able to answer any questions, so forget about it. Let me get in Lata ji here. And my question to Lalita Kumaramangalam ji is, are women just to be props now in political battles? The manner in which this has played out is so obnoxious that I don't even know why there is no outrage within the party. Are there no women in the DMK party? Is there nobody in Tamil Nadu who's looking at this and saying, is this the man who's representing the opposition, which is probably the other half of the people of Tamil Nadu who may not have voted for the TVK? And he's a serial abuser at that. Not one apology, despite this whole 24-hour period, having passed. He's still saying, I will brazen it out. What do you make of this?
Navika, let me remind all of those on TV today that Tamil Nadu has always been a deeply patriarchal society, particularly politically. It's very convenient for Udayanidhi to forget that his grandfather, the late Karunanidhi, lived life to the full and on his own terms right till the day he died. I don't want to go into too many details. He's now no longer with us, and I have some respect for the dead. But the point is that let's not forget that there was only one woman in Tamil Nadu politics who stood up to these men and took them to task. That was Jayalalitha. Unfortunately, she's not there with us. Let her rest in peace. But Kalaignar Karunanidhi had almost stripped Jayalalitha inside the assembly. This is now past history. Nobody wants to talk about it.
Tamil
Nadu politics has always been patriarchal, not just deeply patriarchal, dirtily, filthily, offensively patriarchal towards women. People will say, oh, Kanimozhi. Kanimozhi is a very decent woman, but have you really seen her taking a stand in anything? She has been appeased, for want of a better word, and that's their internal family politics. I'm not getting into it. But women in Tamil Nadu politics are just not even face savers. They're just used and abused. The whole thing today...
It's a state that has voted Jayalalitha, a woman, many, many times over, and that state still has this kind of a mindset in 2026 is astounding. And Shri Rekha, I want to ask you this. 14% of the women vote was lost by the DMK. Have they still learnt no lessons?
Yes, of course. In future, they have to get 0% women vote. That is what they are planning. Udayanidhi is eagerly doing this kind of things again and again. It's purely Udayanidhi's what had been he has to spoke yesterday is a purely verbal dysentery. Verbal dysentery. This is the legacy of Gopalapuram family. They have doing from the since 50 years. They are telling our party is 50 years legacy, 60 years legacy. Is this a kind of legacy to abuse women? This is purely insult to women folk. There is no second thought in this kind of things. What are in general and in Udayanidhi Stalin's verbal dysentery yesterday. That is what we are saying. And moreover, not only as a TVK representative.
He needs deep treatment because the dysentery has persisted through several issues and several occasions. Khushbu Sundar joining the debate. I want to ask you, Khushbu Sundar, thank you very much for joining us. You called Udayanidhi Stalin's remark crass and deeply derogatory. After his arrest and the court's order to release him, do you still believe this issue is only about one speech, or does it reflect a deeper political culture, a crass one at that, ingrained into Tamil Nadu politics?
Yes, because when I heard what Udayanidhi had spoken, it didn't come as a rude shock to me, because I think that has become the culture in the last 5 years of DMK regime till May 2026, where they thought they could get away with murder. And this is something you don't expect of a person like Udayanidhi Stalin, who has been the deputy CM and who is the leader of opposition. So it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable for any man to speak in such a derogatory manner and say that I can still get away with it with a smirk, without an iota of remorse, and say that I didn't name the person. So if we refer to all the controversies which has been surrounding him and his father, or anybody else who probably might speak the same line about the women from his family, whether direct, not probably naming them, but you know that it's them, will Mr. Udayanidhi Stalin or the DMK react in the same manner? I think it's high time we put our foot down and say women are not here to entertain the misogynist, sexiest mindset of you men around.
Absolutely. Ilangovan-ji, Khushbu Sundar makes the right point. He may not have named her, but was it missed on anybody on who he was referring to? I mean, he's saying the defense even by MK Stalin, former chief minister, is that he did not name anybody. Do you think that's even a fig leaf?
No. See what I said there when they were shouting, he just made a comment and passed on. That's all. Funny.
He did not pass on, sir. Have you watched the comment? I can play the video for you again. He said the word.
No,
he stopped. He laughed. He smiled. He was playing to the gallery, and he knew exactly what he was doing. So please don't, question the intelligence of the people of India.
Perhaps you should show those visuals again.
No, I'm not questioning. See, what happened, one MP who had misbehaved with the fighters. The women, he was not even arrested for a long time.
What are you? What is the comparison that you are drawing? And what is it? Why is the crowd to shout Trisha, Trisha, Trisha? What is your obsession with Trisha?
He's the BJP MP. See, I don't know. I was not in the meeting, but I don't know. It was a very huge crowd.
But you are defending your leader.
Group the people belong. Yeah, when they made the name, he just said jocularly, he sidelined it and he went on to his speech.
So women are now a subject of jokes. How great is that, Nalin Kohli? He was just saying jokingly.
Crass jokes, not just jokes.
Yes.
Not jokes.
Vulgar jokes.
Not just crass.
Crass
vulgar
jokes.
Is heavy.
And Ilangovan-ji, Ilan Govinji, we have all seen you for so many years. You're such a senior person. The simple question is, what do you say? Do you think the same thing could apply to any one of your family members and you'd say that it's not crass? And why the need to go to this?
No.
These are big political parties, responsible political parties.
Even
you all have been in government. So, I mean, if there is something
you're right.
wrong, why defend it?
Yes. We have, see, it is they are trying to attack DMK.
I am not able to understand. Ilan Govinji, sorry, but I am not able to understand. Is the comment, I don't know Tamil. So my point is only simple. Is it, no. So therefore, is this comment bad or not bad? That's all is being asked. If the comment is bad, it has prone to this, then you have to just say it's bad. And what is the problem with that? It's a great culture, after all. Of course, Lalita ji has pointed out to several examples, but we just hope that this is not what it means for everybody else. And if the comment is not bad, then you can say it can apply to anybody. It can apply to my family, your family, anybody's family, it doesn't matter. But if you feel that it can't apply to your family, X family, Y family, third person's family, then how can it be a good comment?
Ilan Govinji, was the comment
You're right.
right or wrong? Yes or no is the answer that you need to give.
See, it was not meant to be made. That is what I say. When suddenly, after speaking for half an hour,
suddenly happened. So somebody who's been a deputy chief minister, who's the current leader of opposition, suddenly gets flummoxed. Anand Ranganathan, बेचारा छोटा बच्चा है, गलती हो जाती है suddenly.
No, I think let's keep it very simple. I agree with what Mr. Kohli said. The fact of the matter is that exactly a similar remark on the similar lines was made by a DMK leader, and the chief minister then, Mr. Stalin, suspended him, asked him to apologize. Why wouldn't he do the same thing for his son? It's very simple question.
Because Udaynidhi Stalin doesn't think it was a mistake. He was asked pointedly and he said, no, people who are arresting me are jokers. They don't know what they are doing.
Navika, the same happened with Radha Ravi. He was suspended despite him not apologizing. He said, I will say it again.
Well, Ashwini, what do you have to say about that? After all, old friends, you may have new friends today, but these are old friends. They are setting the example. What do you stand for? What does Rahul Gandhi stand for?
We stand for not using a language for any woman by anyone, including our Prime Minister, Udaynidhi,
Digvijay Singh pe kya, what action have you taken on Digvijay Singh? Tanchmal?
Everyone.
Tell me the action, sir. Tell me the action, sir. What you have taken.
We should not objectify. We should never use such a language. We should never use such a language. We use a derogatory language for any woman.
You should not, sir.
Women should never be objectified.
Sir, हम लोग पाठशाला में तो बैठे नहीं हैं कि we should not do this. It has happened. It is a reality. The senior leader still exists in your party. Neither was action taken against him then, nor has action been taken now. So who are you preaching to?
I am telling you, let Modi ji resign first, and then we will take action on everyone in our party.
Achha.
Let's start it from the top leadership, say Prime Minister, who has used such a language. I'm giving a surety, Navika ji, the day Modi ji resigns on the ground of morality,
Okay, questions coming up. Questions coming up one by one. Nalin Kohli, what's your question?
We're trying to use this as a cover.
No, I have a simple thing. Ashwini ji, as being true to his party and being true to his leader, Rahul Gandhi ji, will only find fault with Modi ji and say, let's start with that. But people believe Modi ji has done many good things. So would you say that Rahul Gandhi ji should follow those good things then?
What exactly you are asking, sir? There are ample
you will not understand because it's a slightly higher philosophical question which you will not understand. Well, Khushbu Sundar, I want to ask you, do you believe there is selective outrage over such remarks? Those raising objections on what was said about Trisha read the Congress party, don't seem to have been so outraged when such commentary was made about the Prime Minister or his mother?
You know what happened, what we saw very recently by the so-called Gen Z about the comments on the Prime Minister? It was heartbreaking. You have all the rights, you have your freedom of expression to question the governing body, to question the Prime Minister of India. You don't like him, period. You don't like him. But the world over, he's the most followed and probably most respected leader of the recent times in the world. And here it's not acceptable that you don't abuse him, you abuse his mother who's dead and gone. You don't do that. You don't do that to the Prime Minister of India. And you're on a platform where the world is seeing. What kind of message are we giving to the world that the children, the new generation, the Gen Z crowd, as they like to call themselves, or the others who say that they are the boomers? So the kind of language they use, is this what the upbringing is about? Is this what they have been exposed to? Is this the language?
This is the political example that is being set, and clearly this is kosher for those who are watching public discourse by public representatives. I'm sure in houses, I don't know, if there are mothers like me out there, they're certainly not teaching their children this. Where all this is coming from, I don't know. But we did a poll and we asked the question, Udaynidhi arrested for abuse, but opposition wants Prime Minister's abusers forgiven. Double standards at display? Yes, say 93% of the people. No, say 6%. Can't say, don't have a view, 1%. 93% people believe that double standards do exist. Well, we leave it at that. Thank you very much to all my panelists for joining me on debate.